Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Line. And finally, we're here in person.
Well, we did this before.
No.
And it didn't go very well. So
yes, we have attempted this before, but we had a few issues.
mainly my microphone, which I'm now overly paranoid about.
Yeah, which we're very paranoid about. But we'll keep checking on. We'll be fine. We'll be fine, I'm sure. But Japan was the fourth race of the season, a lot earlier than what it was.
Yeah, that's what it felt a bit weird for it being so early.
But wasn't it a lot nicer? You had cherry blossoms out. You had everything out.
It was really pretty.
It was really nice.
Although 2 early wake ups in a week, in the span of a couple of weeks.
Yes, well, that's normal for me. I'm happy to wake up early. But so what did you wake up for?
Literally the race, and that was it.
That was it. Not quali, not anything.
Well, they were on like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had work, and I was dying of the plague. So I valued the small amount of sleep that I had.
I respect it.
And I just woke up and watched it back, basically.
I mean, for me, I didn't watch any FP3s because, as you said, 2 a.m.
I mean, listen, I love the sport, but when I'm dying of some unknown illness, I'm not going to have to.
I just love my sleep more, to be honest with you. Even if I wasn't dying of
plague.
To be fair. And then quali lined up perfectly for when I had to go for work, so I was able to watch that in full.
That was early in the morning. I was like, what time was it?
5.
Yeah.
I'm up at there for work anyway. And then the race, I watched it at work with a good colleague of mine.
Nice.
And then watched it again when I got back.
I just woke up to watch it because I had work early anyway, so I was like, well, I'm up.
But you're our free practice reporter. What have we got for FP1?
Okay, so Daniel Ricciardo did not drive. Does he? No, anyway, I could make so many jokes about that, but I'm not going to.
We'll save them for later.
So Iwasa drove for Daniel Ricciardo, who's an F2 driver. Logan Sargent ended up on the wall again.
No, sorry. Can I just say, who's Logan Sargent? I thought.
Oh, Logie Bogie. Logie Bogie ended up on the wall. Yeah, I thought I called him that all the time to you guys.
No, I've never heard you say
clearly
that.
It's to other people who, yeah. In Alex's repaired car. They were literally putting pieces of his car into like white plastic bags, and I don't know why I find it so funny. Like I thought he was hilarious, and Hulkenberg got a black and white flag for failing to follow instructions. That's what I got in FP1.
Naughty.
That was the only one I watched in full. Everyone else I watched the highlights of.
At this point, since I know you take notes on free practices,
I do.
I don't even watch highlights. I just wait for you.
You just put me.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
You're my.
I've
Sky
disappointed
Sports.
you this time
You're
with
my
the highlights.
You're my Sky Sports.
I am the Sky Sports.
Although I do know in FP2, I can cover FP2 because nothing happens.
Well, no, that's not strictly speaking true.
Fine, a rainstorm.
Yeah, 15 minutes of no cars, and then I think Lewis was the first. So everyone just sort of went on and then was like, no.
Yeah.
And I went back.
And then the only laps they did was out laps to test whether it was dry enough to do actual
and most of them decided that it was not. I've got only 13 drivers had worthwhile laps, and only 7 were onto the sheet.
Yep.
And Logan Sargent's upgrades were binned because he went to a wall.
Yeah, so he went to the old upgrades.
That's sad.
FP3 though, that was actually a solid session, if I'm not mistaken.
Both Red Bulls reporting issues. Max mirrors vibrating. What does that mean?
I mean, the car's going so fast. It's about to destroy the speed of light.
Mirrors.
So that mirrors is shaking, right? You can agree.
Hang about. No, what mirrors? He ain't got like review mirrors, does he?
They have their side mirrors.
Where are they?
Have you never seen a side mirror on a car?
Listen, I'm picturing like a 4-wheel car, like Alex's car outside on the road. Those kind of, and
they got sidecar.
Where are they?
They're where they are usually on a car.
The side pod, I think.
Have a look.
I am Red Bull. Like I knew they had mirrors,
F1 side,
but I've never like. Because they don't have like the mirror that you have. What's it called? The review mirror.
No.
Can you imagine?
That'd be hilarious, actually. Oh, let me just check my mirrors. Yep, safe to turn.
Are those them?
Yeah, it's all the yellow dots. If you zoom in, it's those.
Okay, that's what those are.
Those are what those mirrors are. So they have blind spots, obviously.
Got to check their blind spots before they pull out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just.
So I don't know why that would have been such cause for distress for Max. Like thinking they're going to dislodge, or
he doesn't need to look through his mirrors anyway.
Most of them don't. You know, we know this. Track records. Lewis Hamilton, don't look at their mirror anyway. And also,
I was on call for a shit.
What? Literally, last race weekend, what happened with Logan Sargent and Lewis? Lewis was just sat in the middle of the track. Anyway,
Moving on.
Perez was struggling in low speeds, but they both sorted it out, so really.
And even if they were struggling in low speeds, Suzuka, if you're struggling in low speeds, you can manage it if you can do well in the high speeds.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Aston Martin got upgrades. Does anyone know the specific upgrades they got?
I think it was just an underfloor, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
I don't know. I know about the Red Bull upgrades.
What did many of the cars get upgrades then?
A few, maybe 3 or 4. It was usually round 4 is when we start seeing some upgrades on the car.
Logan Sargent.
You know,
So what did Red Bull get?
well, there was a rumor going around they were going to do full-on 0 side pods,
Well, that's always a rumor.
but when in reality they just introduced those cooling inlets.
Oh.
Did a few minor modifications.
Oh, is that, okay.
And then it was mainly actually like underfloor suspension. Those were the bigger upgrades. But basically, we can keep our car nice and cool.
Well, that's good. What else have I got about? Oscar and Lando went off the track a bit, and then Daniel Ricciardo fully went off the track, and so did Kevin Magnussen. Those are my notes on there.
When you say fully off the track,
Well, he sort of span a bit, whereas
Right.
Oscar and Lando sort of just went and came back. Whereas Daniel full on was like, I don't want to be on the track anymore.
okay.
And then Kevin Magnussen went in the gravel as well, but he pulled it back as well.
Okay, quali.
Quali.
So I did watch quali. Your standards, famous 5.
Well, no, because Lance Stroll.
I'm putting him in the bottom 5.
Well, he's not normally in the famous 5. It's normally
He should be in the famous 5. He's shit. Right, and I did this yesterday, or not yesterday, last time. But 15th.
The thing is, you hate Lance Stroll with every bone.
And that's
in your body.
Exhibit A.
So Lance Stroll could breathe, and you'd be like, he is the worst man to exist. You'd be
Yes.
like, he's wasting air.
Yes.
Get him off.
Yes.
And I just think you need to just chill out a bit with Lance Stroll.
You're telling me I need to chill out about Lance Stroll?
I think you're just salty
With-
that his dad loves him so much. That's what I think it is. I just think you're like, I wish I had a billionaire dad who would buy me a team.
Wow.
Are we just not a bit jealous of Lance Stroll? Is that not what this is? Does this come from jealousy?
Wow.
Is that not what it is? This is not sparked from jealousy.
No, I think he's shit.
Yeah, Lance is Strolovich. Well, he's not usually part of the famous 5, but he was out. We had an Alpine, so
Yeah.
it wasn't a double Alpine now in Q1. Makes a change.
Twice in a row, Ocon's
Has celebrated it like a
Yeah.
podium. Kevin Magnussen out Q1. Viking. Zhao and Logan Sargent. Speaking of Logan Sargent, oh no, we're gonna come back to Williams, but remind me to talk about James Vowles actually.
Okay, right.
Because
Will do.
there's been some comments about
Yeah.
James Vowles.
So, I feel like it was kind of a standard quali. I mean, I feel like it's fallen into a routine with the famous 5 that we find
Well,
ourselves in.
you can always predict who's going to be in top 10.
Yes, I mean it is always.
Max, Checo, it's going to be the Ferraris,
You can predict.
it's going to be the McLarens.
Yeah.
One Aston Martin,
I was gonna say,
the
you
Mercedes,
can predict 9,
and then
and it's usually Haas or Yuki.
Yuki, yeah, I was going to say.
So really, that was actually the order of quali, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, we had Charles Leclerc quite far down the order in between the Mercedes. That was bad from him.
This has been a tough weekend for Charles. So obviously Jules Bianchi, it's really sad, died 10 years ago on this track.
Mm.
Amy's behind the camera and he's looking absolutely astounded by that fact.
10 years ago.
It's 2014, but
We're old, buddy.
So which is why
Yeah.
Charles had the special helmet. And I've seen a lot of people getting upset about the fact that they sort of didn't let Carlos through, but they didn't ask them to hold position, because a lot of people wanted to see Charles on the podium because this was such like a difficult weekend, obviously being 10 years. And then when it started raining, everyone was a bit like, oh dear, history repeats itself. But no, everyone was fine. But yeah.
I'm not even sure I mean, I'm not even sure the racers would agree with that because they're there to race, and if they're
No, I meant fans.
but I meant as in if they listened to the fans and swapped a driver. Bear in mind they're close in points. Just
Some teams ask them to hold position, some teams don't. But
yeah, but then you can't really ask drivers who are close in points.
listen, I'm not mad. Look at the hat I'm wearing. Come on, let's be real. Was I just a little bit like, would it have been nice if she started on the podium? Yes. Am I upset that Carlos is on the podium? Absolutely not. So it's a win-win either way for me.
I was going to say, you win either way.
It's a win-win, personally.
I get a double win, you know. That's great.
So I'm in Q2. Ocon, who celebrated it again like a podium.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Albon, Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo, man.
I'll let you take this because you are a Daniel Ricciardo. You expressed your love for him.
I love Daniel Ricciardo, but this does feel like we're watching the end of his career.
Oh, 100%.
And it's making me so emotional.
He left Red Bull of his own accord, might I add.
I know.
Went to Renault. Shit.
I went well for him.
Went to McLaren. Do you want to say?
Okay.
I think you know what I'm going to say.
I know,
No.
no.
You know what I'm going to say. Say it with me.
No.
Say it with me.
Because
Say it with me. Shit.
The way McLaren treated him, there was some discourse
But he was
about
still shit in the McLaren.
Okay, maybe the McLaren was just bad. But Daniel has stated that he's not looking for the Red Bull seat. But
When?
in Australia, I told you this last week. He in I think it was the media. Someone asked him like, "Are you looking for?" And he was like, "No, I'm not. I'm focusing purely on." Yeah.
That is not true.
But I'm just saying, it's just like
he is dreaming of that seat when he goes to
when
bed.
do you have to admit defeat and be like, guys, it's just not it anymore?
Last season.
I mean, Bottas is still in the car, and there's quite a few drivers that you could argue the same point. I just think Daniel is very highlighted.
Hamilton.
Well, that's not
That was brave to say.
That's fine.
Who else were out in Q2? Bottas and Hulkenberg. So the rest of our famous five.
Yes. See what we say these are famous. Yes, because they are
Famous five being Kevin Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Shall, and Logan Sargent. Those are my famous five.
Those are the famous five, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's usually, if it's not the famous five, that's usually because one of the Haas have done a blinder on a track.
Yeah.
Usually Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
But no, then we got the actual race.
Well, actually, first thing, Norris being third in qualifying, I think that just needs to be mentioned.
Yeah, but then, qualifying in P3, that was impressive.
I just thought, it's just recognising.
He wasn't too far off the pace of the Red Bulls. It was 2/10 off Perez. Or was it Verstappen? It was 2/10 off a Red Bull.
Which is surprising. So, the race.
Great first lap.
Oh,
wonderful!
What a stunner!
What a starter!
Well, for a few seconds, I thought it was Yuki Tsunoda's car, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Everyone did. I think
everyone held their breath, and I've never been more ashamed in my life. And I was like, "Oh, it's Daniel."
Because no one realised that the sort of racing bulls had a little bit of a tussle before, got muddled up amongst everyone else. And then it sort of then it happened.
I would have been devastated if he had to retire on his home race. But no, whose fault was it? Well, maybe we just.
It was a racing incident.
Alex made slight contact with Daniel, and they both went spinning, and that was the end of the race for both of them.
I mean, they were gonna go 3 wide into that corner into turn 1. It was into turn 3. Stroll, Ricciardo.
It was
Albon.
risky, but I mean, you could just argue that Alex was just doing what any driver would do, and he was pushing, but he just miscalculated, and it went wrong.
I'd say it's just a racing incident because you can barely go 2 car widths around that corner.
Yeah,
and they tried to go 3. So
it happens, and honestly, like, I don't know who I felt more bad for, to be honest, in that moment. Probably Alex, to be honest.
Yeah. Definitely Alex. But then that's triggered a red flag.
I was so annoyed it wasn't a safety car because that was on my bingo. I wish they brought out the safety car and then brought out the red flag, but no.
Nope. No bingo card for you.
Speaking of the bingo card, okay. On my bingo card, I need a non-biased opinion. So, Alex, I'll ask you this.
No, that is not an unbiased opinion.
Unbiased, yeah.
Well, it's someone who's not playing.
He wants my
Right.
downfall.
On my bingo card, I have teammates collide. Double points if it's Ocon and Gasly. Now, there was contact between Ocon and I haven't ticked it off because it wasn't a big collision, but there was contact made and it was pointed out on the radio that Pierre hit Ocon's car.
So the way I'd count collision is
I see
bodywork was missing or one of them went down.
Which is what I put when I had like the intention. I thought it was going to be a bigger collide, but I was like, well, there's no harm in asking,
Yeah, so I'm gonna say
Trying to
no
get a
as
sneaky point.
referee.
Which is I haven't ticked it off because
No.
I did think that would be the outcome, but I wanted to ask. But I was like, well, if they can do it once, they can do it again. So
Yeah.
But no, Ocon's car was fine. So really, like
They collided, but nothing really came of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just little kiss on the cheek and move on.
Also, what annoyed me, because on my bingo card, I've got Russell is told to let Lewis through. Now, I made this bingo card before the Ferrari news dropped. And who was told to let who through? Lewis asked if you should let George through, and I was so annoyed about it. I was like, damn it should be the other way around. I would have got a bingo card. Yeah. But I didn't. So, it's not going in my favour this week. I don't think I got any this week, and I'm really mad about it. Anyway, other points about the race. What points have you got?
Red Bull 1-2. That was the top of the sheet.
Oh, me too. Carlos Sainz.
Yes, yeah, that was good of him. A very good midfield battle between those four cars for that last point position. It was fantastic. You had Bottas, you had Yuki, you had all of them.
But Yuki getting points on his home race.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that one pit stop that changed it, and probably
Salva got an 8-second pit stop.
Who?
Salva.
Yeah.
8 seconds,
yep.
Guys. That's phenomenal for Salva.
Well, their fastest one on the weekend was 4.
Damn. Oh my god!
As I said, I have a photo of the DHL fastest lap championship right now. Sauber do not have a single point as predicted.
Well, we celebrate Sauber, but they retired one of their cars.
Yes.
The gearbox issues. That was quite early on as well, wasn't it, actually? That was like...
No, I think it was 13 or something like that. It was...
Out of 53, I'm counting that as early on.
Yeah. But, I mean, the Sauber, I've said, they've got a good car. They do, because Bottas several times has been on track to possibly get a point. But then it's his pit stops that has made him plummet down the order.
God, those pit stops.
They are atrocious.
They've been bad.
Because not only does it cause him to just go back a few seconds, obviously it takes longer, the car's sitting there for a lot longer, it's overheating more.
They haven't been good. I was genuinely quite surprised when he got out so quick. I was like, what? So quick? I mean, 4 seconds. But no. And then they were retired now, and I was like, oh, that's sad.
Yep.
Poor Salva. They can't have any good thing going for them, can they?
No.
Logan went into the gravel. So, sorry, Logan. Oh, I feel so bad for Logan Sargent. I'm sorry, I can't be on the hater. I know you might be on the chucking of the hater track. I can't do it.
Logan?
Yeah, I can't.
No, I always feel
it
bad
breaks my heart, man.
There is no one that could have possibly good morale to have teammate crash, teammate steal said car, you get his hand-me-downs.
I just want him to do so
crash.
well.
It's not...
And he just doesn't. Do you know what makes it even worse? He was really good friends with Oscar, and how well Oscar's doing in comparison. Obviously, them rookieing together.
Oh, another statistic is Oscar has currently got more points in his entire career than Alpine did so far from the beginning of 2023 till now.
I mean, Oscar slays. But, no, I know you hate Stroll. I thought you were a bit of a Sargent hater, but I can't do it. I just can't. I just feel so bad for him. I just want him to do well, and time and time again he's not, and it's making me upset.
Yeah.
I want to see him succeed. I've seen a lot of people saying that he might go to IndyCar.
Possibly.
And then he'll do well at IndyCar. But
I'd like to see him get a point that's actually on his merit.
I'd like to see him get a point.
Yeah.
Because it's on my bingo card.
I'd like to see him get a point on his own merit instead of someone getting a penalty, or actually no, 2 drivers getting a penalty, so he moves up.
I feel like he gets really close sometimes because he was doing well, and then he ended up last. So it didn't end well for him, but he was doing okay, and then he had something, and it went bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Your points.
Yes. Well, we had Stroll in F3, as I put it, because he's whining like. See, this is also why he's whining like a little baby.
But don't they all do that?
They're complaining about his car, saying they're in a different category. They have such bad straight line speed, which they already knew from last year. They had straight line speed.
Yeah.
Complaining that he can't compete when his teammate's in P6 and he's at the time was P12.
Yeah, but okay.
You cannot.
No. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate here. Arguably, them having different setups.
That's what I thought. But here's the thing, right? Stroll had Aston Martin's new spec. Alonso didn't.
Stroll had the upgrades, but then isn't that just suggesting the upgrades didn't work?
It suggests the upgrades should have at least been on par with the track. They pair it with the track they should perform at.
But then if they just don't perform well, that's the upgrade's fault, not Stroll's fault. So maybe his complaining was valid.
I'm saying it's Stroll's. He never gets points anyway.
No, but you just hate Stroll. So I think you have a little cloud of judgment that just can't let you see
a cloud of judgment,
Stroll,
which is very highly backed.
The day that you pay Stroll a compliment is the day that just.
I do. I gave him a compliment. Hang on. I gave him a compliment in 2023 Bahrain. As fair play to him for getting in the car when he broke his wrists. It takes a lot for a person to do that, but.
Right now, say one good thing. Apart from the rest.
No, because there isn't anything else.
Wow. Okay. Done.
He throws...
when you die...
He throws members of the team. He throws equipment and damages it, which costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. He complains about the car when his teammate is doing well. It's his dad's team where he's got an unlimited contract.
I mean, it's clear that Fernando Alonso is better than him, but I just think it's so funny that you are so... eggy over this guy. Like I genuinely think it's a little bit funny, and I am going to be putting on your gravestone, Lance Stroll hater. Like it's just going to happen.
You do that.
I will. I will pay extra for it because everyone just needs to know how much hatred you have for this poor man.
He's not poor.
Well, no, he's not poor. He's making millions, and his dad's a bloody billionaire. But
exactly.
Anyway, so it's all you wanted to say about Stroll. He complained.
Yes.
Okay, and I've again thrown some. What do you think, AB? Was his complaints valid?
Yes.
Your complaints about his driving, valid. Complaints of him as a person, and the way that he's.
No.
So you're telling me you've never had a person that you just kind of.
No, there's many, but I don't sit and publicly shame them.
But then it's also.
Like Stroll's going to watch this. If Stroll becomes.
Well, if he does, he's going to know that I was defending him.
I'll scrap him. No, but
If you ever meet Stroll, I'm showing him this video. I'm going to be like.
I don't even want to meet him. Oh. But you've seen all his interviews, right? Quick, short, snappy. He's rude to the interviewer. That's it. Always complaining about the car. Over. Huh?
Aren't quite a few of them the same?
No.
Could you not say that about all of them?
No. Not consistently all the time. If they've DNF, yeah, they're going to be pissed off.
Anyway, moving on, because we're clearly not going to agree on this Lance Stroll.
Yeah, and you're losing the battle.
I am.
Mercedes, right? I'm sure we can both agree on this one.
I feel like we should bring an Amy for this.
You know what? Come sit on the sofa. Come.
Let's chat about Mercedes. Let's have a little...
So in case you didn't know, right, this is our good buddy who supports Mercedes. Don't you, buddy?
Yeah.
I will just say, how are you feeling?
I hate F1 right now. It sucks. Mercedes are poor. I'm just hoping. Well, realistically, I'm more of a Lewis fan.
I was going to say, can we just also clarify your favourite driver as well?
Yeah, Lewis is a favourite. But I'm just hoping that he does well in Ferrari next year. And
No, we're not talking about Ferrari. We're talking about Mercedes.
No. I'm going to bring up Ferrari.
We're talking about the fact, right, that I said this to you, right? If you want to get 100 points, it's going to take about maybe another 6 races.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind it took you 4 races to get 36 points. That's not even 10 points a race.
So realistically, I think, our biggest issues are in high speed, and the fact that Japan is a fairly high speed track does not bode, or didn't bode well. So we were all kind of buggered from the beginning.
Is your main issue just not the car?
What are you trying to say?
You're shit.
I'd say, okay, the car is definitely the biggest issue. Don't get me wrong, Lewis is the best driver to ever grace the sport. Shut up. And
I mean, he's only just got double-digit points.
He's also tied with Schumacher, so if we're talking statistics...
That's a question for another day, but statistics, Hamilton still wins. Anyway...
Well, he doesn't, he draws!
Everything else he wins. Everything else he wins. But anyway, but yeah, it's Russell. He's a guy who can't handle it in the big moments. You've seen that in Singapore. We've seen that in Australia.
I just think he hates Carlos winning.
I don't disagree with that statement. That's a fair statement.
Also, can you just quickly, please, just read on my laptop what that says, nice and loud.
Norris has more points than Mercedes.
Thank you.
Combined.
Combined.
Yeah.
Combined.
How many points are we on? Like 20, 30?
No, about mid-30s. And Piastri only needs 2 points, and then he has the same amount of points as Mercedes.
I love Piastri.
So realistically, I think it's a combination of everything. The car's pretty crap. Lewis is really just wanting that Ferrari gig, and Russell is trying his best, but just can't handle it. So
okay.
I'm gonna cry in a corner, someplace dark.
You go back to your corner.
Well,
that's what we were saying.
George is 24 points. It's just Lewis on the 10
It's just
points.
Lewis. That's what I've been saying.
Because the jump between Lewis and Alonso is 10 to 24.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just Lewis.
So
right, go back to your corner.
Sorry, I've just looked at the jump. Mercedes on 34 and Ferrari on 120.
Yep.
Guys.
I'm gonna cry in a corner somewhere.
Good.
But anyway, Sainz's villain arc.
Where do we begin? Where do we start? Was taking his appendix out the best decision he ever made? Yes. What is happening? Because Carlos Sainz is a good driver. We all agree Carlos Sainz is a good driver.
100%.
He did well last season.
100%.
He was the only non-Red Bull driver to win.
100%.
However, this is a good however.
Oh, okay, right.
This season, I feel like he's like, and do we think it's because A, he knows he's losing his seat, B, he knows he's losing it to Lewis Hamilton? Do you think part of him's gone, you know what? If you're going to kick me out, I'm going to do the best I've ever done for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to regret this.
That's his way of screwing over the team, proving it was the wrong decision. Because he's not the type of guy to purposely sabotage them,
Absolutely
right?
not.
He's not. So he's doing it the Carlos Sainz way of doing it well and proving to them you're making the wrong decision.
He was, and I don't think he was good last season. He's always been a good driver, but there is just something about the way he's driving this season. It's a bit like,
it's very cutthroat.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
He definitely went under anaesthetic whilst he was having his appendix and going like, "This is my year. God mode has been activated."
Yeah,
and just like,
something happened when they took his appendix out. Like whatever it was.
They should do it with the others, honestly.
Extra weight. That's what it was. You know, those 18 grams.
That must have been a heavy appendix.
It was 18. The reason I know this is because I watched a TikTok and it was joking about the science of. It was a piss take, but his appendix weighed 8. Well, an average appendix was 18 grams, but clearly 18 grams is what we need.
Anymore. She knows the weight of body parts.
It's because it was on a TikTok. Yeah, Carlos Sainz for the knock. So, I can't even think. Obviously on the podium. This race, one last race. He was on the podium the race before. Has he been on the podium every single?
No, because Saudi didn't race. I did look at this, right?
No, because Ollie Behrman.
Yeah.
He would have easily won first or second in the drivers
if it wasn't for his appendix.
Regardless of whether he'd be first or second, he'd be, on par with Verstappen.
Oh yeah,
but
I reckon Verstappen's got some proper competition this year.
I think,
which is good. Max
is just sat there. I reckon. For about 2 minutes at night, he sits there and goes, "Oh, Carlos Sainz is a bit of a problem." And then he's going to use, whatever.
Carlos Sainz to Ferrari, not Ferrari, Red Bull.
I'm back.
Which is odd, considering who's your favourite driver. But,
I said, even though he's my favourite driver, right, we need something new. We need a new driver. We need, he's not...
I remember my point.
He needs to be replaced.
Red Bull's second seat is cursed.
Well, no, but the thing... Well, it is. But the thing... everyone's been chatting about this Red Bull second seat But is Checo going to lose his seat? Like, is that an actual possibility that's going to happen?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but he's behind Max and like.
Yeah, but I know Max is the teammate you don't want to have. But
yeah.
Minimum, you should be coming in second. I'd say between second and fourth is like where he should be every week. The fact that he's qualifying is the first time they've had a 1-2 for how many races? A fair few.
1.
Sorry, 1-2 qualifying. My bad.
Oh right, okay.
But then also he's just not consistent. I reckon he's gonna lose.
Because there has been a lot of chat about this Red Bull seat, and I don't feel there's been enough chat about the actual possibility of Checo losing his seat to match.
Oh, he's had a good enough career. He can retire happily.
How many wins has he got? That isn't a jab. That is a genuine question.
No, not
One.
too many.
No.
He's got more than one. You muppet.
I'm thinking of Sakir. That's the only one. I'm guessing 5.
I'm gonna guess 4.
5, 4, right.
How many are you guessing?
Oh, yeah, fact.
We have fucks. 6.
I win. I was closer.
Right. He has got 6 Grand Prix victories.
When was his last win?
It would have been Jeddah last year.
Yeah, no, I forgot he did that.
But no, so yeah, I think that will be up for discussion later on.
Does his contract end at the end of the season?
Yes.
Okay.
Half of the grid had.
Half the grid does. Yeah, that guys, silly season. The start of silly season next year is going to be intense.
Yeah.
It's what domino falls next will be the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Because Lewis was the first. He sent everything flying.
Speaking of Lewis, I know this was a couple of weeks ago, but Toto said I didn't read the article in full, but it was like he's been saying too much about Antonelli and the potential of Antonelli.
Yes.
So
he apologised for it. And
do we think genuinely is going to get that Mercedes seat?
Too young.
No. I said who, as in not do we think Antonelli. I think Antonelli will be racing for Mercedes. Maybe not next season.
Vettel.
Sainz or
Vettel.
Can you? Guys, I mean, I know it's happened before. I know drivers have said, "I'm retiring," and then they've come back. Alonso, but like, he's driving them, isn't he? He is. Can you imagine the shambles of Sebastian Vettel coming back?
Shambles? It wouldn't be shambles.
I love him back.
No, I want him back, but like, oh my god, like, how would we handle it? Because then he would have to retire again.
Yeah.
I don't think I could go through that again.
Internet would break again.
No.
But are we just...
The only reason why I got that Instagram account was to
break the internet.
But it's like when person retires the first time, it's like, oh no, they come back, retire a second time, and everyone's like, oh.
Jimmy?
But do we think we're just hyping it up a bit because we want Vettel back?
Yeah, of course.
Realistically, it's probably going to go to Sainz, to be honest, or
yeah, I think that you're right.
Yeah, or just do a massive reshuffle and someone already on the grid. Anyway, moving on. What is your next point that you want to bring up?
Well, we covered the Sauber pit stops already. I'll backtrack to the Williams shit show that's currently going on right now with no chassis till Miami. Chassis that have tape on them.
That sounds like a great song. No chassis till Miami. Anyway, sorry.
Coming soon. Chassis that have most likely duct tape and blue tack on them. Sargent, who probably just wants to punch James Vowles in the face.
James Vowles, thank you for reminding me. So, you finished your point.
No, go on, before you lose it.
Yeah, because I will forget again. James Vowles is a great guy. We all know this, yeah? He had a lot of faith in Logan Sargent last season. Now, does anyone else feel like there's been a bit of a shift in the vibes with James Vowles and Logan Sargent? No. Because a lot of people on the internet have. A lot of people are saying that this is James Vowles for the narc because the way he's now going, oh yeah, no, we have faith in Logan Sargent, but then he gives his guy to Alex Albon. Yeah. No, I know it was valid, but there's been just a lot of conversation on.
I was going to say it was valid. I was going to say he's always prioritized Albon.
No. But what I mean is so last season he said like, we have faith in Logan. We know what he knows what we need to do. He needs to do. We know what he needs to do. He's going to do it. We're fine. But now it's a bit like, I don't know. People have just been saying that maybe it's James Vowles for the narc and he's changing and he doesn't have faith in Logan anymore. I mean, would you have faith in Logan at this point?
I don't think he's changed one bit.
I love James Vowles.
He's always still the methodical.
I love James Vowles.
Methodical guy who's always had a plan in his head.
But I love James Vowles personally. I think he's great.
Yeah.
Bringing back the spare car. What is your opinions on it?
Most of the teams, they have like 4 chassis. Like Red Bull, if both their drivers crashed next weekend, they'd have them both out for the race. Don't get me wrong, it'd be time, heartache, and whatever. The same would happen with Mercedes, Ferrari, every team on the grid, excluding Williams. It seems almost that they have like 3 chassis, and they just don't have the facilities and money and time and effort, it seems,
and to
give 2 proper cars a good go at throughout the entire
year. Do you think
year.
that's fair? I know it's purely based on winnings, but is that not then just giving the higher teams more of an advantage?
No, because that was Williams' decision to not make a 4th chassis.
Yeah.
But could they actually afford?
Yeah, but they just decided to. And then but we've said, James Vowles' plan is a long. It's a long plan. It's not a.
This is only his 2nd year, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's got longer plans for the team, and he said, the team's
Do we think Logan Sargent's whatever? I really hope so.
He's losing that seat.
What if Albon goes to Mercedes?
I like it.
James,
I said that, and then you said no, he doesn't deserve it.
The only thing is, Vowles.
Make
up your mind.
So what I'm saying is, his career, excluding Red Bull, has been
That was sad.
very, very good. However, this season, as you rightly pointed out, I'm kind of on the fence because last season I would have said give it to him tomorrow. However, because of him basically binning the car most of the sessions so far. Yeah, I'd say at the moment.
Do we think it's just a bit of bad luck for Williams, or do we think they have done something very horrendously wrong?
Maybe a bit of both. It can always be a bit of both.
That is true. That is true. But final point on Alex Albon going to Mercedes. James Vowles has made it very clear that Alex Albon is Williams. They've dogged their claws into him. They go, nope, he's not going to go there.
They'll give him anything. They'll give him the world just to stay.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got a sort of scenario question for you.
Yes, I'm terrified.
No, you will feel passionate about this, I'm sure. So the first part is, if you were Helmut Marko.
Right. Okay. Not a scenario I'd ever want myself to be in, but
So yeah, if you were him.
Okay.
What would you do with Ricciardo and Racing Bulls? Would you keep him? Would you, fire him and replace him with someone? And if so, who?
I wouldn't fire him because I'm not like that, and I don't just bin off drivers halfway through the season.
So you'd keep him?
I'd say you keep
him
at
100%.
Was
horrible. And what they did to Alex Albon and what they did to Pierre Gasly. Anyway, no way would I just bin him off because I think that's horrible, soul destroying. But would I be looking at the season and being like, okay, like we need to see some performance because he's not okay. No, this is really hard.
But if you say you need to see performance, but then you have a driver who can't get that performance.
It's alright. Going into the 2025 season, then.
Going into 2025 season, I would definitely be considering Liam Lawson.
Okay.
Like it would be a big consideration, and it would all depend on how Daniel performs, and particularly how he performs in like comparison to Yuki Tsunoda. I wouldn't bin him off because I just don't think that's fair on a driver because he's 4 races in. It's not, but I just, yeah. I'd have a conversation with him, Dan. I'd be like, what do you want from this? Like, where do you think your career is going? Because are you realistically aiming for that Red Bull seat? Because, there are other drivers, and I would be considering Liam Lawson, 100%.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Well, that's good to know.
Sorry, Daniel.
That is very good
I still love you with my whole heart, and I always will.
No, you don't. You hate him now.
Don't you dare.
You just said you wanted to replace him.
No, I did not.
You just said you wanted to sack him and replace him with Lawson.
That is not what I said. I said I would be considering Lawson, depending on Daniel's performance. That is the smart thing to do. I would be a great team principal. I would not.
You would not.
I would be so bad.
None of us would be.
I get so attached to drivers so quickly.
Yeah,
but one final little new thing that we've actually done.
Oh, I thought there was a part 2 to that question.
No, that was it.
That was the question.
What would you do if you were in sort of Racing Ball's position? But no, we've got something new, a new sort of segment.
Do I know this?
You do know this.
Okay, I've just forgotten clearly.
It was you driving around Japan on F1 23.
Oh yeah. Driving is a strong choice of word.
We'll save the comments.
Also one of the shortest. The 2020.
Well, that was a great start with your spin, but you did save it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally on purpose. Totally
Totally on
my
purpose.
own skill. Totally not just me losing control.
But I must say, that sector 1, you did perfect. You got better and better as you went on through sector 1.
Can I just say, much to my detriment, none of that, I cannot play that game for the life of me. Anything good that happens is a fluke, and I can't explain it.
No. Japan ain't really one of my strong suits.
It's just repetitiveness.
Yeah. Your crash at the ending was a very nice touch.
You were telling me to crash on purpose. I went on the wall on purpose. There was a few that I went off track, and I just...
Yeah,
there was one corner that I just forgot was a corner,
that was Sergeant's corner.
I just decided not to take it. I was like, I actually don't feel like it today.
Would you want to do a sort of race around China, Beijing?
Yes, because I've never seen China.
Oh, we'll have to do that then. We'll do that next time. But no, we'll move quickly.
I love how also you guys don't put the lap in, so it is just genuinely just showing how bad I am at this.
Yes.
Actually, I think...
But would you want us to?
No.
No.
It made me look even worse than I already am.
But no, I think what you and me have been waiting for, because so much has happened. Bingo cards.
Well, he ruled that I didn't get the colliding point, but I kind of knew that anyway. So apart from that...
Did you get anything?
Well, who lost their job?
It was some... No one.
McLaren Academy
It was
officer.
yeah.
How many Red Bull 1-2s have there? Just been?
3.
Right, I'm 2 away from getting another one. Apart from that...
No, I've got nothing at all.
No.
No.
Poor week for the bingo card.
It's been a very poor week for us.
I so almost have, because I have first lap safety car. So I was sat there at like 6:30 in the morning being like, please bring out the bloody safety car, please.
Yeah.
And they didn't, they red flagged it. So
No,
I should have put red flag.
I think that wraps up everything then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned it but my bet with Alex.
Oh, God.
My bet with Alex. Obviously, again, well, technically I need to give you 2 next laps, but I felt bad, let you off 1, and I owe you 1 more. So I have a proposition for you.
Oh, no.
Right here.
I feel like Alex needs to come in for this. Come back.
Come back.
Why do I always come on this couch and get absolutely
Couch.
slated?
Couch.
What do you want to call it?
So, do you want to read what that says?
No.
Read it.
No.
Read it.
I'll read it. AV wearing a Red Bull flag.
I will not give you the next lap if you put on the Red Bull flag. For those who know, I bought 2 Red Bull flags. I love them. You just need to put one on. Maybe do a little twirl.
As long as it's not the Verstappen one, fine.
Can I raise the stakes? It doesn't have to be the Verstappen one, but we do have to make a post on Instagram.
Make a TikTok of it.
Or something, somewhere, with you wearing this cape.
Yeah, so it's either Verstappen here or now, or Perez, and we make a TikTok out of it.
Perez it is.
Right!
Lovely!
Pretty well, that'll be up soon, won't it?
Oh, lovely. There we go. Hey, whap that on.
I don't know how we're going to make a TikTok. I don't know, I need to find a sound.
It's inside out, you muppet. You got to show off the racing. That's it. Yes.
Wow.
Piss on this layer.
I feel like I just...
Now you're staying here in that for the rest of it.
Yeah, I will. What we'll be doing, I will be taking a photo of this, and I will be making a post on TikTok.
But yeah, I think that's it from us. You know,
Yeah.
So uncomfortable.
Is it uncomfortable?
Is it?
Oh, boo-hoo. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed Best New Segment, us in person, AV's Punishment, which I'm very much enjoying.
I will be posting, so look forward to that. You
Oh,
will have
we
no
will.
clue what it's about, actually, because
No,
that
they
will go
won't.
up before.
Probably.
I'm actually not even going to put context on it.
No,
I'm
just
I'm
put,
just going
put
to...
a full stop,
Yeah.
hashtags, and that's it.
Is what it is. Man's converted.
But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one.
I'm going to kill myself.
Bye.
Bye!